Do you usually do things at the last moment? Do you like to procrastinate, and do you feel guilty and anxious about this? Then keep watching, because today we are meeting this man. He's big, he's tall, he's impressive, and he's Petr Ludwig, the man who puts an end to procrastination.
Wow, thank you for having me.
Wow, thank you for having us. Big intro. I feel impressed too to have you on the show, Peter.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Peter, let's jump in the topic. According to you, why procrastination is so bad for us?
Well, because we are wasting our lives and we are wasting our time. And the time is the most valuable resource that we all have.
Oh my God. Stop already. I love this interview. Keep talking.
No, I mean we were born in one moment, and the destiny that we all share is that the life will end somewhere in the future. And the most valuable resource is our time. And when we are procrastinating, we are wasting this time, and we are wasting our lives, and we are wasting our potential. So to find a way how to fight procrastination is a key skill for 21st century. To find motivation, to find purpose in life. So for me, to help others fight their procrastination is one of the most meaningful activities in my life.
And in your book, well, it's beautiful what you're saying. I'm already inspired. I don't want to be a procrastinator anymore. In your book, you say that procrastination, it's not about bad time management, but it's about feeling management.
Right, because our emotions are the key for long-term motivation. So if you have a negative feeling about something, if you have aversion to some task, there is much higher chance that you will procrastinate, you will postpone the task. But if you love what you are doing, if you see purpose in that, you have much more positive emotions, and it helps you to stay focused and to be on a path to your life mission, life vision. So the long-term solution for fighting procrastination is focus on path rather than the destination. Because if you enjoy the process, you are then more often in a state of flow, time stops for you, and you are lost in a present moment. And that's the exact opposite of procrastination.
But before reaching this beautiful stage of flow, in your book, I actually mentioned that the most important step, the step number one, is being aware.
Right.
It's being aware, like a bit like when you're alcoholic or you're sick, it's being aware of your disease. I am a procrastinator. I am aware of that. Then step number two, you actually guide us with a log. Can you come back on these 3 steps that you advise procrastinators and everybody actually to use?
Yeah, you're 100% right. The first step is to realize that you have a problem. But in this day and age, like 80 to 90% of people, they have a problem with procrastination. So most of our listeners, they have problem with procrastination in this day and age. And the next step is to find purpose, to find the reason why to wake up, to find the reason why you do what you do. And for me, this is the solution. The stronger your motivation is, the more purpose you have in your work and in your private life, then it's much easier to motivate yourself in the long term. And the third step is willpower, because our brain works like a muscle, so you can train your willpower in the long term. So you are 100% right that procrastination is similar like being alcoholic, or it's like addiction. Because now they invested billions of dollars to those tools, to those social network algorithms to make us addicted. So the best addictologists from the best universities, they are now working in those big corporations to improve the algorithm. And now with AI, it's even worse. So we are not procrastinators because we are lazy. We are procrastinators because they invested so many dollars into those algorithms to ruin our focus, because our focus is the most valuable thing that we should all save, and we should focus on to keep it for what is important. But it's not like that in many aspects of our life. We are losing our focus. We then are working on projects that are not important to us, and we are procrastinating. A lot of our time is wasted.
That's true. And you have so many actually techniques to help us, to bring us in the moment, to be focused, to be in the now, to be productive. What is your 1 or 2 favorite techniques that you would like to share with the audience today?
Yeah, for me, the best thing is to get rid of all distractions. So I'm minimalist. I love minimalism in all my aspects of all my life. So if you want to stay focused, distractions are the enemy. So turn off all your notification. Sometimes it's even important to turn off Wi-Fi and be without internet connection for, let's say, a few hours, and then it's much easier to stay focused. So, for example, when I was writing the book, I was writing in a special tea room without Wi-Fi. So I went there, I ordered my favorite tea, I sit, and I just had nothing to do. So I wrote. So this is the solution. Get rid of distraction. So that's the first advice. The second is when you are much more mindful, you are much more aware that you are procrastinating. So ask yourself, are you in the present moment, and are you working on the most important project now? And if the answer is yes, well, probably you are on a path to your success, you are on the right path in your life. But if you are working on something meaningless, or if you are working on something that is not in your priorities, then you should have the courage to make a change in your life. And the third advice is based on a recent study on procrastination. And it seems that if you are able to forgive yourself, if you fail, and then if you forgive yourself, you are better in fighting procrastination. Because people, sometimes they regret, and those regrets undermine their self-esteem, and they are even worse at the end. So if you fail, no problem. Forgive yourself, but start again, and have the courage to push yourself out of your comfort zone and start better. That's top 3 advices.
And I remember there is this part in the book when you take an opportunity for forgiveness, make it a habit for forgiveness and self-compassion, self-love. So how these 2 components are important to get rid of procrastination and also make us happy, better human beings.
Because as I said, procrastination is emotional management issue. And if you have regrets, you are undermining yourself, and you have doubts of yourself, and your self-esteem goes down. And if you forgive yourself, and if you start from scratch with a white blank piece of paper in front of you, it's easier to get rid of all those negative emotions. So being nice to yourself, like self-love, is not a unproven technique. It's truly based on recent science that it can help you with procrastination. If you forgive yourself, if you love yourself, and if you gradually build better habits by starting again.
Is it something that you personally do daily, self-love?
Yeah. I'm always forgiving myself for all my mistakes.
How do you do it on a daily basis? Do you write on the spot? How do you deal with these techniques?
Actually, I have periods of my life that everything works. I have my habits. I wake up early. I do cold shower in the morning. But then I have periods of my life that, for example, after holidays, after being sick, after, I don't know, spending time with my family during Christmas, all those habits are let's say, broken. And you have to start again. And this process of starting again, it's truly maybe the most important part of personal development, because no one is perfect. And the successful people are different in the way that they are able to continue after the failure. So that's the source of long-term success. Be able to continue when you fail. So I do that many times, and my life is full of failures, but I always start it again.
You mentioned that the problem is the cure. And in your book, in your life, you went through stages when you were very unhappy about yourself, you were crying in bed, I'm quoting, you were deeply, deeply sad. And then you decided, okay, I'm going to learn about this problem. I'm going to study. So according to you, what can help us to make this switch from being miserable to take our life into our hands?
In the time during my high school, I was playing in a punk band on electric guitar, but I was lost in my life because I didn't see any purpose. And actually, I experienced one of the strongest moments in my life, because I went through something that is called near-death experience. I had a health issue, and I was 19 years old, and I was in the moment that I thought that I could die in the time. It was very strong, but very eye-opening moment, and very, very humbling experience, because when you are facing your own death, it truly can change your life priorities. So since then, I was thinking okay, I survived that without any side effects, but my life was always, since then, very different, because I was thinking that I want to live my life to the fullest. I don't want to waste my life. And starting from that point, I realized that the most fierce enemy is procrastination, because procrastination means that you are wasting your life, and the life is the greatest gift that we all have. So that was the eye-opening moment to realizing that we can die, and I experienced that 2 times in my life. That was the first story, the health issue, and the second story was that I had a flight from Amsterdam to Prague, and after the takeoff, after 20 minutes, our right engine blew up, and there was fire, and we had to make emergency landing, and I was sitting next to the window, so I saw the fire through the engine, and I was thinking, wow, again, I'm facing my own death. And again, it was eye-opening. So since those 2 experiences, luckily I survived both, but I'm trying to live my life to the fullest. And it doesn't mean that I'm just productive. I also can enjoy my life. I'm traveling a lot. I am spending my life with people that I love. I'm trying to build meaningful, deep relationships. Not only productivity is the way how we can live the life, but the thing is that if you experience something like that, the near-death experience, it can help you to realize what is important. So that's the answer. That was turning point in my life.
But for somebody, like for example, me or our audience, sometimes we do not have the opportunity to have these experiences in life. Like, so should we hit the rock bottom in our despair, in our sadness, in our anxiety, or should we like just wake up right now?
I think that there are 2 strategies how to change someone's life. First strategy is those big events, big moments of alignment. But you cannot experience that today by yourself, like how. But the second strategy is gradually improve yourself by small steps. It's from Japanese culture, they call it Kaizen. It's a way that old samurais trained themselves, and they were trying to improve themselves gradually with small steps, but daily. So that's the second strategy. So ask yourself how you can be slightly better person today and tomorrow, and in few weeks and few months, you will be different, you will be better. So those are top 2 strategies, small steps or big changes, but for long term, what is much better are those small steps, because you are the owner of your destiny, because you are owner of those small steps.
And what is your daily routine to keep yourself accountable of your progress, to keep yourself productive?
Yes.
What are little secrets?
Spent many times on social media.
Oh, no.
No. I mean, like, my ideal life and my ideal day is that I do things that are meaningful to me. And it doesn't matter if I exercise, or it doesn't matter if I do a cold shower in the morning. What matters the most is if I do meaningful activities, like our interview today, for example. And then this is the source of my positive emotions, because my life or our lives are short, and I want to spend 80% of that doing things that matters the most. And for me, it's to help others to realize what is their purpose. So my purpose is to help others to have purpose in their lives. So, and it works. So whenever I do a keynote, whenever I do an interview, whenever I write an article, I feel alive. I feel that this is the source and the core of my life. And then, of course, I love to exercise. I love to talk to people, but this is the source of my positive emotion. So this is my ideal day.
That's very inspiring. Easy to do.
It is.
It is. We should all be capable of doing that with our lives, embrace our lives.
Yeah. In the US, they say it's simple, but it's not easy. So everyone knows that it's simple, like to focus on purpose, to focus on your strengths, but it's not easy to stay on a track on a daily basis, because we are distracted all the time. We are losing the motivation, and sometimes we just need to relax. Sometimes we need long vacation to restart everything. It's like a battery in your cell phone. Sometimes you need to buy a new battery. You are trying to recharge it, but it doesn't work. You need new battery. So sometimes I love to have a long vacation without work, to just be with myself. For example, last year I went to Nepal, to Himalayas, and I spent almost 1 month there. And it was, it helped me to restart everything and to get new passion in life, and to focus again what I truly love.
I want to come back on what you mentioned on the battery and on the phone. Because you said earlier we should put all the distractions aside, but on a daily basis, do you have any tip how to deal with social media better? Because, like you said, it's highly addictive.
That's a $1 million question, because now if we want to be successful, we need social media. We need to share something. But what is a huge difference is if when you share, it's meaningful. You do something for others. But if you consume, it's meaningless because you are wasting your time. So that's the difference.
But it depends what you consume also. It depends what you consume.
Right.
If it's watching the Micka show, it's very good consumption.
Right.
Going to your events or your show, also very
100% agree. But those algorithms, they are made to truly do what is called dopamine system hijack. They are trying to hijack our dopamine system. So that's why they are serving you not just meaningful things, not just our shows or meaningful content, but it's also it's serving you some kittens, stupid videos of dancing people. So truly meaningless things, but things that make us hooked on those algorithms. So the solution is to consume less and to create more. If you create more, it's much more meaningful, and it's not procrastination. Then if you are sharing the best clips from our interview, it's not procrastination. It's something meaningful. But if we spend 2 hours scrolling on our Instagram, on TikTok or wherever, that's not the thing that I want to spend my whole life with.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea that when we open up the door of procrastination, there's actually so many problems under like addiction, social media, motivation, productivity. But basically after like now you're beating this problem, procrastination, what is your next battle?
Well, my next battle, and I'm working on a new book, will be a book about purpose at work. Because I spent 2 years in the US. I was living in New York, 3 blocks from Wall Street. And my experience was that in Wall Street, in the financial district, you have the most successful people. You have people that they have PhDs from Stanford, they have MBAs from Harvard, they are working for the most successful companies. But the problem is that 1/3 of people in Wall Street, they take some pills, antidepressants. And the main source of depression, or one of the main sources, is lack of purpose at work. So even though you are successful, you have money, you have position, you have social status, it doesn't mean that you are happy inside. So my next big battle will be the battle of future workspace that can provide purpose. And with AI, it will be even worse, because AI will push a lot of people to what is called the useless class, because they will lose their jobs, they will lose their meaning and purpose in life and at work. And that's going to be the next challenge, to help those people to find new purpose. Because, well, if hundreds of thousands of maybe millions of people, if they lose their purpose, it will probably lead to growth of depression again. And that's the thing that I want to focus on the next.
That's a very noble cause. And unfortunately, all good things come to an end. So I have one last question to ask you, Petr. According to you, what can we do daily to become a better person?
Well, the first step is to want to be a better person. Yeah.
Listen. Learn.
And then the simplest solution is to ask what are your unique strengths and how you can use them to help others. So for me, it's all about helping others and to do meaningful activities on a daily basis. And that helps you to be a better person.
And you're doing a great job today by coming on this interview and sharing all your wisdom or your knowledge or your tips. So thank you so much for coming, Petr. And I wish you a lot of success in the books, in the events here in Vietnam and all around the world.
Thank you so much.